Yeah, so I mean, obviously you're new to this organization, and you've got Sydney, who's I'm sure filled you in quite a bit. But just kind of what have you learned about the Sparks culture so far? What's the feel of the team, and what are you learning that's maybe different from other programs you've been with?
Um, I feel like it's just a very caring program. They really care about us as athletes and the way we feel. I feel like this entire situation right now is very unique with the bubble going on, but also with the pandemic and the social movements. So just them listening to us and hearing us, like I think we as players really feel heard within the organization. So I think that's one of the biggest things I've noticed as a player, that I've just been heard and listened to, and I haven't really been around the team that much yet, so I can't say that much. But I always felt like the communication was great. Everyone always reached out and made sure that everyone is doing good and that I'm doing good, even like when I'm quarantining. So I always felt very welcomed, even though I didn't have like the eye-to-eye conversation. Eli, you're on mute.
Oh, go ahead, Hugh.
Hi, Marie. It's Hugh Hopkins of Double Clutch in the UK. Nice to see you. You've joined a team with probably really high expectations, and I wanted to hear your thoughts on is there much pressure for you coming into this team and playing alongside the likes of the cast of teammates that you've got there, which you know is like all-star level worthy starting five almost?
I wouldn't say it's pressure. I think it takes the pressure away to have teammates like that. I mean, they're amazing people, like even on the court, like I watch them play and they have so much poise and quietness to their game. Like you just see how they move and they just know what they're doing. So I'm excited to like learn from them and just like get insight, and they've been through so many highs and lows through their careers. So, and I'm just in the beginning of it. So I'm really excited to just like have communication with them and have conversations about growth and learning. And then off the court, they're inspiring people as well. Like just on Zoom calls when we talk about different subjects and just being mentally healthy, and their insight is so helpful. So I wouldn't say it puts pressure on me. I think it's more inspiring, and it's support, like having such a big group of like inspiring, talented, and people, that takes the pressure off rather than putting the pressure on, because you know you have people who just show up every day.
Thank you. We'll go over to Holly Rowe with ESPN.
Hello, Marie. Just wanted to get a base kind of understanding for everybody. So forgive me if this is a repetitive question, but where were you when the kind of pandemic and everything shut down? What did you do during it, mentally and physically? And then what has been your kind of reintroduction to the US and to the Sparks?
I played in Poland, in Gdynia, and so our season got basically ended right before playoffs. So I flew back home to Germany, and I quarantined in Germany from March to June. And so I couldn't go play basketball or do anything. It was basically the same as here. Everything shut down and there weren't really possibilities to really work out. It was all home workouts. And I haven't really had a day off. So like the first couple of weeks I really took off, and I really thought about what do I want to achieve in this time. And I focused on my nutrition and on my mental health. I started working with a basketball mental coach just to like work on a few things, just mentally wise, just getting mental reps and preparing mentally for a season rather than physically. And I changed my nutrition, just changed my routines, and just tried to get try to get to know myself and my body a little bit better. I really used that time to just like take some time off of basketball physically, but not mentally. So I tried to like prepare mentally for a season. And then coming to the States, I just had to quarantine for 14 days. So I was just in a hotel for 14 days and just waiting so I could come out. And that was like my transfer to the US. And then I met the team for a couple days, and yeah.
Go over to Max Hott with German DPA.
Hey Marie, this
Hi.
is Max. Nice to meet you. I was wondering if you can tell any similarities or differences to what the German Basketball Bundesliga did with their tournament and how you guys are set up now.
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I feel like I haven't really followed the Bundesliga in Germany. So like I'm assuming it was the same idea of like just staying in a hotel and then commuting to the gym to play. I feel like this entire concept in the US is a little bit bigger and a little bit more expanded. We actually have like an entire campus for ourselves. We can be outside. I think we're growing into this experience right now as an entire organization. I think they're just like, it's just like learning as we go what we need and what we need to change. But as of right now, I think the league and the WNBPA did an amazing job just organizing everything and making sure that everyone feels comfortable and that health and security is like a main priority.
Time for one or two more. Any other questions? Just please raise your hand. We have time for one or two more. I'll give it about 10 seconds here. See if anyone else. Okay, Holly, go back. We'll give Holly and Max each one more question, and that'll be it for today. Holly?
Hey, I just wanted to kind of follow up on what you said about getting together with your mental conditioning coach and someone to help you with your mental health, because that's such a great topic right now in our country. Can you give me some examples, whatever you're comfortable sharing, but things you really wanted to dig into and work on that you're taking with you into this season?
I think what I've struggled the most with during the time where we didn't even know if a season was happening was working out with purpose. And I found it hard to like just be at home and like be in my living room working out. I had a hard time finding motivation and just figuring out like what is my goal here, like, and where's I didn't really have a time frame. So I was like, okay, when do I really start working out, like at a certain level, and at what level do I have to be? And I think what we figured out is that I didn't really need a time frame, and I didn't really need to work towards a season. I just needed to like work for myself. So everything I did during that time, working out wise, I just needed to figure out like, okay, like what do I want to get better at? And I just had to focus more on myself rather than like looking at like, okay, when does the season start? Because that actually stressed me out more than anything else, because there was no time frame, no end goal. So yeah, I think I've just focused on like doing things more for myself and for my benefit, and rather than like looking at a time frame and looking at when do I have to be ready. You're muted.
Hey Marie.
Last question for Marie. Go ahead, Max.
Thanks. Yeah, I was wondering, do you know Satu Sabali? Have you guys met yet? And what do you think, how important is it that there's somebody that's getting as much as attention as she does now for German basketball in general and German women's basketball?
Yeah, obviously I know Satu. We play together for the national team, and I haven't met her yet. I'm still quarantining so I'm in the bubble now, but I'm still in quarantine, so I haven't really been out, and because I got late here a little bit. So I haven't really met her yet, but in perspective of like for German basketball and for just the basketball community in Germany, I think Satu is really, really important just for us to like grow as a women basketball association in Germany, just to have that figure and to have somebody who speaks so loudly and proudly about her opinion and what she stands for. And she's doing an amazing job, and I support her and I have her back in every single way. So I really think that just her presence in Germany as a basketball player is really, really important.
All right, thank you so much, Marie.
Thank you.
Good to go.
Bye.
Bye. All right, questions for Coach Fisher. We'll start with Hugh Hopkins.
Hi, Coach. Hugh Hopkins from Double Clutch in the UK. Good to see you.
Hi.
I was wondering what you thought the expectations were for this team, and specifically what the expectations were for Candice Parker, and what type of veteran leader she needs to be on a team full of talented veterans. But I guess from the outside, the expectations seem like they're pretty high. And what you're going to need from her this season?
Yeah, no, I appreciate the question. I mean, I think under normal circumstances, our expectations would be really, really high. I think, we obviously want and always have championship aspirations. I don't think that has changed in terms of what our hopes are and what we feel like we're capable of accomplishing. But I do believe there are some real life things that we're going to have to manage in terms of, our expectations, right? Because our players have not been able to prepare themselves for a season that would possibly allow them to operate at their highest levels. And so I think we're going to have to be smart about what we expect, and I think come into this more just open-minded and willing to adjust and adapt to actually what we're seeing, and still find a way to get it done. And I believe that Candice is coming into this season healthier physically and mentally. She's in a much better place than she was at this point in training camp last year. In terms of what we expect from her, I think she's going to have a phenomenal season. I think she's going to be able to stay healthier, even though she's been, battling, trying to figure out ways to stay in great shape like everybody. But she looks really good. And I think her leadership is vital to the success of our team, because so many of our players, whether veteran or young players, still look to Candice as an anchor of who we are. So when she's going good and she's in a good place, it makes our team much, much better. She's utilizing her voice a lot with our young players, and I think our veterans respect her as well. And, as a coach, I'm looking forward to being able to take advantage of her versatility and some of the things that she can do, which at times was limited last year just because she wasn't physically able to do them.
Go over to Pavi with HNB Media.
How you doing, Coach?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. This being your second year in the league, second year with the Sparks, when you analyze, how last season went, what were some things that when you got to the offseason that you want to become better at as a coach for this year?
Yeah, I think for me, as a coach, I think continuing to understand the game here at the W, teams, tendencies, personnel, etc. But I think more important than that, the relationships within our own team and organization. I think that's really the only thing that limited us from excelling at a higher level last season. And that's the effort that in the offseason, I think has been made and will continue to be made, is developing true, genuine connection and relationship with our players, our staff, the folks that run our organization, so that we really do feel like a family and that we're all in this working and going in the same direction. And that's an important piece. The great companies, organizations, teams, that's what you see. There's a shared vision, there's an alignment in the culture and the way you want to do things. And so for me, from year one to year two, doubling down on who we are and our culture and the type of people we want to be, and the performance will kind of follow those things. And so I think we're a much better team already just because of our relationships being stronger.
I will go over to Michelle Vopel with ESPN.
Yeah, Coach Fisher, how do you see this team that you have now being different than the team you envisioned, obviously back in February, where, you're thinking Christy and Shanae are going to be playing? How is this team different, or what are the biggest challenges of adjusting to what you were sort of planning for then?
Yeah, I think from a roster perspective, Christy Tolliver's ability to play the game and impact the game was something that, I had big plans for. Chelsea had to carry so much weight last season for us that we really prioritized adding a player in free agency, that could really help elevate our backcourt play and the consistency in terms of ball handling, decision making, level of leadership and mental and physical toughness that Christy brings. So that is definitely a void that we're going to have to fill together. You can't choose one player to replace Christy Tolliver. So that'll be by committee. We're excited that Taya Cooper, although she's a rookie, does bring us some guard play that we like, that we feel like she can really provide for us. But I think the expectations for Raquana Williams will have to be higher without Christy, right? That her talents, her abilities, her skills, we'll need to find ways to bring out more this season. Chene, what she does defensively for us in terms of her activity, supporting her teammates, her rebounding, those are things that we're going to miss as well. Rashonda Gray can fill the void a little bit in terms of rebounding and her activity. She plays the game with a level of physicality, but Shanae's also a joyful person, and you need that within the framework of a team. And we also feel lucky that Rashonda has some similarities in terms of her personality, the quality and integrity of who she is. So we still feel like we're in good shape, but we're going to miss 2 All-Stars for sure.
Last question for Coach Tukney with the LA Times.
Hey, Coach. I guess this is a simple question, especially to end on, but you were talking about the unorthodox preparation. Let's call it unorthodox preparation of the season. So now that you have a few days of practice, just how does this team look physically, knowing that yesterday they set the schedule and you guys have to start playing games in 11 days?
Yeah, no, I think that, like I said yesterday, maybe day before, we're behind just like everybody is, I think, physically. But we're starting to catch up a little bit this week. We've been really intentional about our start here in terms of how long we're practicing, the things we're doing in practice, really to give our players a chance for their minds, their bodies, their spirits to be fully present here and to build themselves up. You can't just pick up and start playing elite level basketball after being off for several months. And so I think we're in a good place, but obviously the goal is to get to a great place. So there's still a gap there that we'll have to fill. But we have to be smart about it. The first week of the season, we play 4 games from Saturday to Saturday. So as much as we want to get after it and push ourselves to catch up, you don't want to do that. That starts you at a deficit. And by the time you get to the end of the first week, you don't have any bodies left to throw out there. So we'll figure it out, though. We're all in this together. Every team's facing a lot of the same things. And so we can't complain at all. And if we want to be the best, we'll have to figure it out.
Thank you, Coach. All right, we're going to get started. Questions for Taya Cooper. Again, please use the raise hand function. We'll go over to Miriam Swanson with the LA Daily News.
Hi, Taya.
Hi.
Hope you're doing Hey, hope you're doing good. Hey, so a question for you: being on a team with some pretty big names in women's basketball. What are you learning from some of these ladies, and I guess specifically, what have you picked up so far from Candace Parker?
Well, I'm on a team full of phenomenal vets, so not only just Candace, just everybody on the team is just so efficient and real particular with everything that they do. So just even from warm-ups and them coming an hour early and getting their bodies prepared to practice to everything being on point and efficient in practice, I mean, I've learned a lot.
Hi, Taya. This is Cameron. How's it going?
Hello, it's going good. How are you?
I've got a question. I'm doing well, thank you. As WNBA remains on the forefront of sending positive messages that impact society, as a Black woman in professional sports, what would be your message you'd like to send to the youth of America and the world, for that matter?
Just keep going. You never lose until you quit. So just keep fighting for everything that we're fighting for, and just keep going. Just stay consistent, and hopefully change will happen if we keep going.
Chris Camello, Nightfall Media.
Yeah, Taya, well, obviously congrats on making it to the Sparks already this season. Obviously, this team has got high expectations, and with Christy Tolliver, longtime veteran, former WNBA champion, sitting out this season, how do you feel like this is your opportunity to try to step in and show, even as a rookie, what you can do at the WNBA level and for a team that has championship aspirations?
Really, I'm excited just to be here and just to be around them. So just giving all my energy to them and pouring into them is going to help me. So just really being a part and enjoying my teammates and the situation that I'm in, that's all I really want to do. And that's what I'm going to take from this experience and just being selfless, really.
Sabrina Merchant, SB Nation.
Hi, Taya.
Hi.
I'm curious what the relationship has been like with Derek Fisher so far, because he's another point guard and he had a really long career, professionally. What has that give and take been like for you so far?
He's awesome. We've had individual workouts for a couple hours, so I spent a lot of time with him on, the reads that he wants, what I should be looking for, just being a point guard or just being a guard period in the league, and shots that you're gonna get, stuff that they're probably gonna stop, feeling the defense and what passes to make. So he's a great person off the court and on the court. So being able to talk to him is real natural, it's real normal, it just feels comfortable. So I love it, and I love being coached by him. So.
Time for two more today. We'll go to Hugh Hopkins.
Hi, Tay. Hugh Hopkins from the UK. Good to see you. As sort of spoke loosely about it earlier, but as one of the younger players coming in, I guess I wanted to know what your first experiences were seeing professionals, in training compared to your college days, and what is it like seeing players like Candace Parker, especially, and going up against them?
Well, when I was at Tennessee, Candace would come and play with us, so I was kind of used to seeing Candace, but I think NECA and Simone and Pratt and Bebe and all them, they've been new to me. So just seeing their energy and their communication and how helpful they are and energized they are every day, I think has been very fun to watch and be a part of.
Last question for today, John W. Davis with Winsider.
Good West Coast morning to you, Taya. Question for you. Can you kind of talk to me about telling your own story? I know that you're active on IG and YouTube. Kind of talk to me about telling your own story in the Wubble and some of the different things that you're doing.
Really, it's not as bad as it may seem to some people. We get tested a lot, but that's just for safety purposes. But other than that, everybody's here. We're all working. We get to eat, we get to chill. There's a pool. It's kind of like a vacation with basketball. So that's my experience. I brought some of my favorite shoes. We get to get dressed up. There's not really much to do, so I enjoy that. And I get to eat what I want. So I'm having an easy experience at the Bubble.
Thank you, Taya. You're good to go.